Behind me is my 8x12 metal shed from Patiowell. When I got this shed, I needed the cheapest shed that I could find. And if you're looking for a cheap shed, this shed fits the bill. But there are a few key problems with this shed that I'm going to share with you today. I don't know who Patiowell used for their roll forming of their panels, but whoever they use, they may want to upgrade the film that they put on the panels to protect them, because they've used the cheapest clear film that you can get, because this stuff tears apart when you're trying to peel it off. So I've had to leave all the protective film on the shed, and it doesn't look very good. The next thing that I'm kind of annoyed by is I've got one panel that's the wrong color. I thought about this and I thought it could be a batch variation from the other color, but this is gray, this is brown. Why? I don't know. But why would they send me two different colors? They don't even have this color as an option on their website. So this just is the wrong color, I guess. There's also this white powdery stuff all over this, and I'm not too sure why or what's going on here. It's kind of like the sediment that's left behind when you wash your car when you've got really hard water. Don't know why it's on the shed, but it is. The next issue I have with this shed is measurements, and the first one is the width of the door. When I bought this shed, it said 48 inches wide door opening, and I thought it was great because I had a 46-inch lawnmower. Well, I put everything together, I put my ramp on, I go to drive my lawnmower in, and I figure out that the door opening is only 44.5 inches wide. Now they list the door opening as 44.5 inches wide on Amazon, so people shouldn't have that issue going forward. But I do find that that is a really narrow door, especially for an 8x12 shed. But it isn't an 8x12 shed. Let me show you why. They really did mess up on the measurements with this shed. Calling it an 8x12, it isn't. This base is 8 feet wide. This shed is 89 inches wide. That aggravated me because now I've got this area here that I don't know what to do with. I could have made the shed base smaller, but I'd already got it situated and it was kind of, do I really want to go and do that? And the answer was no. What I do think they meant when they said this is an 8x12 is that the roof of the shed was 8 feet wide. Put my tape measure here and watch this all the way across. And yeah, basically 8 feet across here on the overhang of the roof. That's not an 8-foot shed to me. That's just crazy. But it gets worse. Not only did they mess up on the 8 feet wide of this shed, they also messed up on the 12 feet length of this shed. See here, not as much as I have on the side, but I do have a decent chunk here, maybe 5 or 6 inches, so it was only about 11.5 feet long. And I guess the overhang probably accommodates for that too. So the dimensions of the shed are based on the overhang of the roof. I think that's crazy. So if you are looking for a true 8x12 shed, Patiowell shed's not for you. This is a shed meant for short people. I'm 6'1", and I have to just bend down whenever I go in here. And every single time I get my lawnmower out or I go into this shed to do something, I hit my head. So just bear that in mind that you're probably going to hit your head if you get this shed. Inside the shed, I can stand up here and I have to slouch down. It's a storage shed. I'm not going to be doing too much work in here, but I do keep on hitting my head, whether it be here, over here, or on the side. It's just not ideal. Other thing in here is storing things on the wall can be a little bit challenging because it's just sheet metal and you can't really do very much. I'm thinking of ideas of how I can do it, and I'm going to have to do something that's built up from the floor. And I have to solve the next problem though first before I do that, because I don't want to start storing things in here if they're going to get wet. Number of times I've come in here after it's been raining or it started raining and the water is pouring in through the screws that are on the roof. Center here and to this side, it's unbelievable how much water comes in. Now they do come with this little washer on them, put screw in, and yeah, that's meant to seal them. It doesn't, so I'm going to have to go and silicone all the screw holes, I think, up top. Unless I just tear the shed down. But if I want to keep this shed, I'm going to have to silicone all the screw holes up here. Not only am I going to have to silicone the roof screws, I'm also going to have to silicone the floor beams, because the floor beams let a lot of water in, especially on the side where I have the extra base sticking out. A lot of water hits there and I think it just puddles and pours in. So if I want to really make sure this is watertight for a shed, I'm going to have to silicone all them up. The thing I didn't like was how ill-fitting everything was. I know this is a cheap shed and that's what I should be expecting, but realistically, It was almost like these parts weren't meant for this shed. They just didn't go together. The roof beams were so tight to fit in there. We almost had to bend these pieces out. You can actually see a couple of creases right here and here where we actually had to force the beams into place and to get it done. So if you're looking for a cheap shed, yeah, under 400 bucks on sale and delivered, can't go wrong. But if you're looking for a better shed, stay away. Go for something that's a little bit better than this. I'd recommend the Rubbermaid resin shed if you're looking for a recommendation. I've had one of them for years. I'll leave a video link in the description below, my thoughts on that, because I have nothing that I don't like about that shed. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more DIY videos around the home, check out this video here next.